with me as I travel on a 14-hour flight from Taipei to IAH on board Eva Airways Royal Laurel class in a Boeing 777-300ER aircraft to find out if Eva Air's Royal Laurel class is still worth it in 2025. Okay, let's get this out of the way because I know some of you guys are going to ask me in the comment section below about how I was able to afford paying for my seat. Just for you guys to understand, this seat costs roughly $6,000 round trip from IAH to Taipei and vice versa if you're booking 6 months in advance. I don't have it in me to pay that much for a business class seat. So when I went home to the Philippines on June 2024, I spent $2,758.14 for premium economy seats and used 40,000 Citi Thank You points that I was able to accumulate from my Citi Strata Premier card. I transferred those points to my Eva Air account, to which I then used to upgrade my seat from Taipei to IAH. And of course, with my business class ticket, you have access to the Royal Laurel Lounge. So I'm gonna start this review with my thoughts on that. The lounge has a quiet, private, and modern design that makes you feel welcome and premium. They have decent selection of food, but what I enjoy the most is the Wagyu Don, to which they said is best enjoyed with a bowl of rice, some beef, sauce, and some spicy cabbage or scallions. They also have some braised bamboo shoots with preserved vegetables, braised white cabbage with ginkgo, and some stir-fried vermicelli. I also love the Taiwanese burger, which was bao buns with braised pork belly. You guys, this was so good. Of course, they have some fried rice, some vegetable soup, and a new addition to the lounge menu, which is the braised beef noodle soup, which was also one of my favorites. I just wish there was more beef in that soup, but the broth was so good. They also have a selection of teas as well as some juices, but one of the things that sets Eva Air apart from other airlines is that they serve milk tea in the lounge. And I'm not talking about powdered milk tea, okay? This was real milk tea with boba. The lounge also has a good selection of desserts such as ice cream, cream puffs, and caramel nut tarts. But what surprised me the most was the selection of Nama chocolates, which honestly, I really like. I love Royce, but this was actually really good too. I tried the matcha flavor, which I would rank at about 8 out of 10, and passion fruit and the banana flavor, which was 7.5 out of 10. And I'm such a sucker for floral desserts, so the raspberry and the rose jam was a solid 9 out of 10. If you're missing American food, they are also serving hot dogs in a bun with ketchup and mustard. And I gotta say, it satisfied my cravings. They also have a good selection of hard liquor and wines if you're feeling up for it. I also tried the stracciatella flavored ice cream, and it was so creamy and decadent. I really enjoyed this one as well. But in my honest opinion, the cream puff was a little off. So I would give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Just because I would have wished for the texture of the cream to be a little bit more rich. I had a 6-hour layover, and so after eating, I went out to the lounge and explored the Taipei Taoyuan Airport. When it was only about 2 hours before boarding, I booked an appointment at the shower room of the Eva Air Lounge. I found it very clean and it was well equipped with everything that you might need to freshen up before your flight. And the products from L'Occitane was a nice touch that added to the overall experience of showering in the lounge. Okay, so I just finished showering and blow drying my hair. That would be the end of the tour here at the lounge. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you inside the plane. Then it's finally time to board the plane. And in this flight, I am flying with my mom, and we are seated at 11D and G, which is in the last row of the Royal Laurel cabin. As soon as I got situated, the flight attendant came and offered me a glass of champagne and a piece of Valrhona dark chocolate, which I think complemented each other. I was also given my first hot towel in the flight, where I used to clean my hands and face to freshen up. They also gave us personalized poems, which honestly, I didn't really care for, but I know that some people like that extra touch, which is why I included it in this review. But look, I was just there to eat and sleep and drink, so... Okay, now it's time to take off. Alright, let's talk about the things that are included in the seat. First, we have some Jason Wu slippers, which I think is great because it's open-toed, which gives your feet more chance to breathe. Look, I'm not saying you need to be barefoot. I highly discourage that. But wearing your socks and the slippers is just a lot more comfortable. We are also given Jason Wu pajamas. And actually guys, look, that's what I'm wearing in this video. And it's because it's a long-haul flight, which I think makes for a perfect souvenir for this flight. Not all airlines with business class seats offer pajamas in their business class cabins. So this is something that I really appreciate with Eva Air. And it also feels very good in the skin. Up to this day, it still is one of my favorite pajamas to wear during winter. Next thing you know, it's time for my favorite part of the flight, which is eating! The dinner service started with a prelude of saffron-flavored mashed potatoes with caviar in a mini tartlet. It is paired with an egg crepe with smoked duck and apricot compote. All I gotta say is that it is such a perfect way to start a dinner service. The tartlet had a perfect crunchy texture, and the saffron kick from the mashed potatoes and the caviar, ooh, that was a perfect icing on top. And the smoked duck compote was also such a bite that was bursting with flavors. The prelude is 9 out of 10 for me. I was also asked what I wanted to drink, and of course I had to try this flight's signature vintage champagne, which is a 2013 Piper Heidsieck Rare. It is crafted with 70% Chardonnay and 30% Pinot Noir grapes, which was aged over 8 years, and it has a white flower citrus, green tea, fern, and plum notes, and it is described as rich, vibrant, and creamy. Look, all I knew was that it was bubbly, it was $250 a bottle, and it just hit the spot. That being said, it was also a great experience to enjoy a vintage champagne with this meal service. It just elevates the whole dining experience in the sky. At this time, they also handed my Evian water and my Amenity kit, which we will be opening after the meal service. Next up was goods from the bakery and some hors d'oeuvres. So I got an assortment of hot bread, and I was given some butter and some balsamic vinaigrette. I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, hot bread and butter is often underappreciated. But it really is one of my favorite parts of the meals. For the hors d'oeuvres, I was served with ginger and scallion abalone, mullet roe, and vegetables with black garlic. I did not enjoy the hors d'oeuvre selection as much as I thought I would, and that's just because I'm not the biggest fan of strong, salty flavor of the abalone. So I'd give this about 6.5 out of 10. Off to the main event, we have the main course. You can actually order your main course ahead of time, and there's so much more selection if you select it in advance. I pre-ordered this braised pork belly with preserved vegetables and steamed rice. It is one of the dishes that is curated by Chef Wang Xing Biao. I'm not really sure if I was pronouncing that name right, but the dish also comes with a side of salted black bean. And to all the Filipinos out there, the best way to describe it is that it literally tastes like pork humba. This dish was a solid 10 out of 10 for me, no doubt. The pork belly was soft and buttery, and it had the perfect amount of salty, savory, and sweet notes. Needless to say, I inhaled this. My mom at this point is also watching her favorite K-drama and enjoying her main dish as well. For the dessert, I had some fruits and apricot tart with vanilla jelly. One of the things I really like about the food here in Eva Air is that I'd say the fruits have the perfect amount of crunch and sweetness. So whoever is choosing the fruits that get served in this airline is doing such a great job. I wish the tart wasn't apricot flavored just because it's not one of my favorite fruits. However, it was perfectly sweet and tart, so I'm gonna give this dessert a solid 8 out of 10. Then I'm finishing off my meal with some chamomile tea just to help me sleep better in this flight. I was served another set of warm towels because one is never enough, right? I want to finish off my thoughts on the dinner service with a comparison from my 2018 experience on the same flight. Although this is just a matter of preference, I do prefer the more traditional utensils and tablecloth that they used in my 2018 flight because it felt more classic and traditional. In this flight, I think the modern approach and the decision to use all white utensils and tablecloth was so that the food becomes the center of the meal, and so it would pop off. But I don't know, in my humble opinion, and in my personal opinion, I do prefer the 2018 one. Now that the meal service is done, let me go ahead and show you the amenity kit from Giorgio Armani. It comes in this beige color, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, so I ended up giving it to my mom. But the amenity kit comes with some hand lotion, some comb, earplugs, toothbrush and toothpaste, lip balm, facial mist, and this very comfortable eye mask. The amenity kit also comes with a small size card holder, which I think is awesome. The quality of the kit and the wallet feels premium. I just wish they had it in some other color. Off to the bathroom, I wish the size is larger. However, I do appreciate that it is always kept in pristine condition. Time to change to my pajamas so I can sleep. You guys, this pajama feels so soft. If only I can get more sets in one flight. Finally, I am brushing my teeth and I'm calling it a night. Oh, one more thing. Before I go to sleep, I also want to mention that the screen size is very decent and the quality of the screen is also okay. However, I do wish that there are more options in the entertainment system. I did find that I did not really enjoy the content in there and that I was stuck with just watching the content that I downloaded in my iPad. This seat is a lie flat seat and is very comfortable. I also really love that when they dim the lights, you can see the stars, which I think just adds to the luxurious experience. In late 2024, early 2025 though, many of the best business class comes with a door for more privacy. And although Eva Air's Royal Laurel class experience on board the 777-300ER doesn't come with it, it still is private enough that you don't see the other passengers. The seat also comes with noise-cancelling headphones, which I really appreciated. You can just listen to calming music while you sleep, and you can forget that you're even in a flight at all. Alright, time to sleep. For real this time. After sleeping for 6 hours,
Good morning. I just woke up from a 6-hour nap.
I ordered some matcha milk tea just because I don't think that there's any other airline that currently serves matcha milk tea on board. If there is, you guys, please let me know. But this was on my must-do list in this flight. And I gotta say, it was really good. This was 9.5 out of 10 for me. But I am biased with matcha because I really like matcha too. At this point, I only have a couple of hours left in this flight, so I went ahead and changed back into my clothes before breakfast. The service starts with the cabin crew handing out some warm towels. And of course, breakfast would not be complete without coffee, so I requested black coffee to help me wake up. I used to order the Chinese-style congee, which I really enjoyed, but I thought of ordering the Western-style breakfast this time around. And I was served a tray that consists of jamon iberico, chorizo, and cheddar cheese with berry compote as an appetizer. And I must say, I really like this one. It was such a great way to start a meal after a couple of hours sleeping. And of course, breakfast would not be complete without the assortment of warm bread and high-quality butter, which, as you already know, I really love eating. But the star of the breakfast service is the creamy seafood crepe with pesto sauce, garden salad, and balsamic vinaigrette. You guys, this actually surprised me because I never thought that I'd really enjoy this. My mom ordered the same thing and it was her favorite thing that she ate throughout this flight. It was very well seasoned and they weren't stingy on the crab and the other seafoods on this dish. It was without a doubt a 10 out of 10 for me and my mom. And to finish off the breakfast service, we are served with an assortment of fruits, which were all good. I have to say though that the teas on board Eva Air is one of the things that I really enjoy the most, and they seem to be very particular with the amount of time they are steeping the tea. I never found it way too watery or way too bitter for my taste. It is always perfect. And I usually enjoy my tea without honey, so I can tell you guys, they are very consistent. And not that you need any more hot towels, they'll give you a final hot towel to freshen up before landing. They also give you candies when it's almost time to land to help stimulate frequent swallowing, which will help equalize the pressure, which I truly appreciated. And before I know it, we are landed back here in Houston. I have to say that one of the things that I really appreciate from Eva Air is the timing of their flights when it leaves from Taipei to IAH and vice versa, because the long flights leaves at night at the local time. And after being full from the dinner service, your circadian rhythm will tell you that it would be the perfect time to sleep, at least for a couple of hours. Finally, it's time to answer if Eva Air's Royal Laurel class is still worth it in 2025. And my answer is a big yes. I really enjoy the overall experience of Eva Air, from the ambience, amenities, and the food in the Eva Air Infinity Lounge, as well as the overall experience flying in a 13 to 15 hour flight with them. I've had the opportunity to experience the Royal Laurel class several times now, and I've always felt welcomed and cared for by some of the best cabin crew in the world. Although I wished that the seat has a door for more privacy, they are still private enough that it wouldn't really matter as much if the service is excellent, just like Eva Air. Alright, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want me to make more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section below. That's it for now, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching!